Hello and welcome to the Advanced Software Architecture course. My name is Imed Hammouda. This is a lecture on architectural styles, part 2. The catalog you see on the slide presents the architectural styles described in this lecture. Later videos of this lecture contain a brief description of each style, as well as guidance to help you choose the appropriate ones for your application. Styles can be categorized by the domain type of elements that they show. Module styles showing static structures. Component and connector styles showing runtime entities. And allocation styles showing a combination of software elements such as modules, components and connectors, and non-software elements. We will begin with an example module style, the layered style. All complex systems experience the need to develop and evolve portions of systems independently. For this reason, the developers of a system need a clear and well-documented separation of concerns, so that modules of the system may be independently developed and maintained. The software needs to be segmented in such a way that the modules can be developed and evolved separately with little interaction among the parts, supporting portability, modifiability, and reuse. To achieve this separation of concerns, the layered style divides the software into units called layers. Each layer is a grouping of modules that offers a cohesive set of services. Units within the layered architectural style are organized into horizontal layers, each layer performing a specific role within the application, for example, presentation logic or business logic. Although the layered architectural style does not specify the number and types of layers that must exist in the style, most layered architectures consist of 4 standard layers: presentation, business, persistence, and database. In some cases, the business layer and persistence layer are combined into a single business layer, particularly when the persistence logic, for example SQL, is embedded within the business layer components. Thus, smaller applications may have only 3 layers, while larger and more complex business applications may contain 5 or more layers. Layers are almost always drawn as a stack of boxes. Relations are always read from top to down. There are constraints on the allowed to use relationships among layers. Relations must be unidirectional. Layers organize software into partitions. Each partition is exposed through a public interface. The most important point about layering is that a layer is not allowed to use any layer above it. The layer style has a number of advantages. One of the powerful features of the layered architectural style is the separation of concerns among modules. Modules within a specific layer deal only with logic that pertains to that layer. For example, modules in the presentation layer deal only with presentation logic, whereas modules residing in the business layer deal only with business logic. Layered style also implies that changes made in one layer of the architecture generally don't impact or affect modules in other layers. The change is isolated to the modules within that layer and possibly another associated layer. Also, each layer is independent of the other layers, thereby having little or no knowledge of the internal workings of other layers in the architecture. This way, portability and reusability is achieved. However, there are a number of limitations associated with the layered style. Of course, none of the benefits comes for free. Someone must design and build the layers, which can often add upfront cost and complexity to the system. Also, If the layering is not designed correctly, it may actually get in the way by not providing the lower level abstractions that programmers at the higher level need. Further, layering always adds a performance penalty to a system. If a call is made to a function in the topmost layer, this may have to traverse many lower layers before being executed by the bottommost layer. Here is a question for reflection. Would you consider layering as an architectural style or as a design principle? Generally speaking, layering helps us manage the complexity created by the presence of different types of things we work with. It helps us organize things hierarchically into multiple levels of abstraction. This is the end of the Architectural Styles lecture part 2. Thank you for watching.